Hey guys, long time no see. Car's tore back apart. Might actually be working on some foxbody parts today, not for the foxbody, but for this. Be modifying some spindles. I've got kind of a variety of them that I'll show you guys why I'm modifying them and why I bought another set and I'm not going to use them. I'm kind of trapped into a corner. I put some drop spindles on this. I don't remember if I showed you that in the last video or not. Put some 2-inch drop spindles on it because it was just it was like a speedboat. The front was always up, and if I ever get on radial prep, I feel like that would just make the car wheelie all the time. So put some drop spindles, and I wasn't going to get long travels, but I actually sent my struts out to get 10-inch converted by Ron G. So that's where the struts are. They might be back by the end of this video. They're supposed to be shipping back next week, depending on when I post this. So let's get down to it. So I'll explain to you guys. I kind of did explain and then I deleted the video. I had originally mocked up everything with these allegedly 2-inch drop spindles. Actually I had originally mocked it up with these stock V8 spindles, and then I got these and I really liked how the car's set. It doesn't, look like a speedboat. Excuse me. Doesn't look like a speedboat, and it kind of fixed the ball joint being tucked up more. And I said, well, I'd like to get a nice set of racecraft spindles. I was assuming these are racecraft, but the reason why I wanted to get rid of these ones is because somebody wallered this hole out where the tie rod end or your bump steer kit goes, and it wasn't 5/8 anymore. So that's originally why I wanted to get another set of spindles, but you can see there's a drastic difference. Let's see if I can set this here. You can tell where this ball joint mount is in comparison to where the spindle spud is, in comparison to where the strut mount is different between this 2-inch drop spindle and this 2-inch drop spindle. Now I could run these and spin the mount upward on the strut, and you can tell that I've already done that a little bit to lower my ride height, and this is set up for that spindle that I'm having to modify. The problem with that is it shortens your area of where you can put the spring and have it. Essentially, it shortens the amount of preload more or less that you can put on the spring if you suck it way up, which it'd probably be fine. Then you got a bunch of shock body hanging out the bottom too, which that's about as far as I want to go with it. So most generally, when you talk about a 2-inch drop spindle, normally the only thing that moves is this spindle spud upward. Let's see if I can get it to sit. So you can tell this is basically where the ball joint mount is. This is moved 2 inches upward compared to this one. Well, this one is also moved 2 inches upward, but the shock mount is moved down. So essentially, because I mocked everything up with this one, I'm going to stick with this one. And this is the future right now. You guys are watching, but I'm building these bushings in this video. And I'll show you guys how I did that on the lathe. which I guess I'll talk about that too. So as of recently, I got myself a lathe gifted to me that needed a little love. I had been hiring out all of my machine work to somebody, and it's just something that I've always wanted to learn is to machine just basic things, and be even more self-reliant on something like that. There's a lot of cases where you can use a lathe, and it'd have been nice to have one just for small stuff. Like for instance, I'll show you this. Excuse my mess again. Where's my socket? Oh, there it is. So I had this 3/8 socket to take out the center support bolt on a Turbo 400, and the socket was too wide, so I chucked this up in the lathe and cut it down, and it worked. Simple things like that. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so it's hard to just be like, oh, I'll wait for another 2 to 3 days and maybe this socket that shows up will be correct. Whereas I just, took 5 minutes, chucked it in the lathe, spun a little bit of material off of it, and then it popped right loose. So it's convenient to have stuff like that, have it for stuff like that. But anyways, this is basically what I'm doing in this video, is building those bushings. They're gonna have like a spacer built into them, and we'll weld them in. Here we are, guys, finished product. I gotta still do the other side. You can see I finally got my struts back. I don't have the steering hooked up yet, but I've got my spacer welded on. I actually have to move the rack down. Tearing it back apart to do the final welding on both the spacer and the hot side. I also need to pull the wheel off and the brakes off. I've got some different brakes that I'm pretty excited to show you guys when they get here. So hopefully we'll do another video on the install of that. I'm trying to film more for YouTube. I've been pretty active on TikTok and trying to post more on Instagram. But if you guys have TikTok, follow me there, same name. I post a lot more regularly because like I just go through spurts where I'm painting parts or I'm machining stuff, or I'm having issues doing something else. Like last week I ran out of oil in my oil heater, and then it was a big debacle to try to get it to relight and clean all the filters and yada yada yada. It's just I kind of post everything there, so yeah. Anyways, I know I've been missing from YouTube for a while, but I'm hoping I can start filming some more. And I know a couple people have asked me when's my next video. Hoping to have this up here end of January. So I appreciate all you guys watching and following, and the likes, the shares, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.